Hello Soul Family, welcome to Alchemy Mystic Healing Messages. In this reading, we will be looking into the shadow aspects you may be struggling with when it comes to your work environment and or surrounding your money. So the same way we examine both sides of the coin with the self-care and self-awareness readings, where on one hand we're looking into how we need to protect ourselves, and on the other hand we're looking into where we have opportunities to hold ourselves accountable, is the same thing we're doing here with the karmic justice and shadow work readings. When we are closing out karmic cycles, it requires both disconnecting from what doesn't serve us along with doing the inner work to raise our vibration. Both are equally necessary when elevating to that new reality and attracting the people, places, and circumstances that are aligned with our higher selves, our abundance, and our personal fulfillment. So let's see what kind of insight the universe has for you concerning where you may need to focus your self-improvement journey at this time. Keep in mind that this is a collective message, so will not be for any specific zodiac sign. This is also a timeless reading, so whenever this message finds you is when you were meant to receive it. Please utilize your discernment and only take the messages that resonate with you. If you are in need of any additional assistance or support on your spiritual healing and or self-improvement journeys, I am also available for distant Reiki Therapy services. If you would like to learn more about Reiki Therapy, how it may benefit you, and details on the services I provide, all of that information can be found on the Community tab. If you stick around to the end of the message, I will let you know how you can save 30% on my Renew, Restore, Revitalize 40-minute distant Reiki therapy session. Alright you guys, let's see what kind of healing messages the universe has for you today. We have Death, Scorpio energy, 9 of Wands, Sagittarius energy, 7 of Cups, Scorpio energy again, alright. Might be some Scorpios watching. Ace of Cups, water energy, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. We have the Empress, Venus energy associated with Taurus and Libra. We have the Knight of Wands, Sagittarius energy, and we have the 10 of Cups, Pisces energy. Alright. So the shadow work oracle message that we have here is impatience. Look for patterns of your impatience. Notice the physical symptoms it causes you. Take deep breaths and slow down. Alright, so the 9 of Wands being here with the Death card feels like it is relatively significant. Maybe with this impatience, especially with this Knight of Wands, both of them being Sagittarius energy, you may be hopping into situations hastily. You may be passionate about what you are pursuing and not taking your time to maybe look into the details. With the 7 of Cups being here, there may be devil in the details, toxicities in the details, lack of honesty, manipulation, things along those lines that lie within the details. And there's a need with this death card for there to be a transformation in your energy. And I feel like the transformation in your energy will allow you to step into this Empress energy, right? Because the Empress sits back and she receives, which is going to be a different energy from the Knight of Wands, who pursues. Is more of a masculine energy. It's more not necessarily divine masculine energy, but it would be an energy, once again, that resonates more with the divine masculine, right? With being the pursuer, with being the chaser, right? And so I might be speaking to divine feminines, or those who are divine feminines in training, I might call you guys, within the soul family, aligned to be divine feminines, but still having some things that they are needing to work through is what I'm getting. Yeah, there's a need to be discerning about what fulfills you. because in this lack of impatience and in this hasty action, you may find yourself in a number of situations that leave you wounded, right? These could be work environments. These could be, because we are speaking about work environments and money, these could be financial investments. These could be collaborations that you're taking on with other people, right? It could be a creative endeavor, because we do have Empress energy, so there probably is some creativity to you. We also have cups out here, right? And so the cups I'm seeing may be shiny cups. They may present themselves in a manner that aligns with whatever you value, with this Empress energy being out here, Taurus being a part of that energy, Taurus being about the second house being about the house of values. That was a whole long loop. But there may need to be a deepening in your understanding of what you value, because it is in deepening that understanding that you will deepen your discernment, because you would be able to ask the necessary questions and get the necessary insights before you take steps further, right? So let's say I'm from a big city, and this is not, let's say I'm truly from a big city, and everybody's about their money, right? And when I was extremely young, whenever there was some money to be chased, there was already people on board, right? But once people start to get into the money chasing process, let's call it, right? Once they get into this collaboration, then you start to see the details of the extents people are willing to go to chase money, how much or how little they have integrity integrated into the process, right? And so it's like, oh yeah, no, I can't do that, right? And so you have to take a step back. But if you've already put something into the pot, just because the process is halfway through, and halfway through the process you realize it isn't something that you want to be a part of, it doesn't mean that you necessarily get to take your part out of the pot. The pot is already in motion, right? So you may end up taking a loss because halfway through, 3/4 way through, you find yourself like, oh no, this is not what I thought it was. This is not what I want. Things are taking a left, right? But it begs the question, was there information that you could have gathered? So every time you get hit with this wand is what I'm getting, right? Every time you bump your head, are you taking the time to assess what you have learned from that situation, or are you hopping up, brushing yourself off and saying, all right, let me get back to it? Knight of Wands energy is about a warrior. 9 of Wands energy is a wounded warrior. So you stay in warrior mode where you keep going, but it begs the question, are you going to put yourself in this situation until you are wounded beyond repair? Right? Until, you know, a figurative limb is lost, or, you know, you get a concussion that you can't recover from. Like, at what point do we stop taking this action or remaining in this cycle? The Death card is about not only closing out a cycle, but it's about a paradigm shift, right? Closing out what an old paradigm was. And a paradigm has a lot to do with our beliefs. So going back to me growing up in this particular city where people chasing money day in and day out, some having integrity, some not, right? Those who don't have integrity might say, well, this is how we do in this city, so, you know, I'm not going to change because it is a reflection of who I am and what I'm about and where I came from. When that is the paradigm that needs to be closed out is what I'm getting, right? Because it's not putting you in good situations. Is that sacrifice necessary? Is the potential risk that you're getting into necessary? Is the shininess of the potentials of the results a true reflection of what has the capacity to fulfill you? And not only fulfill you, with the Ten of Cups being here, once again speaking to real fulfillment, but also a place where you belong, right? And going back to this integrity versus lack of integrity, this long-term happiness. if I do something and it isn't in line with my integrity because I don't want to be patient. Let me actually take this in a slightly different direction, which I wasn't even thinking of. This Ace of Cups is coming from the hand of the divine, which means that you will be tested when you are on your path to see whether or not when you speak something into existence that you want, if the first shiny thing that is presented to you is going to be the thing that you grab after. And I hope you're catching that, right? Because that is how the universe, God, the divine, is able to see whether or not we're ready for this Ten of Cups energy, whether we're ready for this Ten of Pentacles energy. And what may also be happening is that we may be close to the end of having to endure through a difficult situation. And because we are close to that ending point, we are close to ending that cycle. We've been on a mission for a very long time. And God wants to see, all right, I know you're tired, but I have one last test for you is what I'm getting. I have one last test. Because for all that you've been through, do you still have clarity? Because when I get you to the next level, right, it's new levels, new devils, new tricks. You have to be able to master where you are in order to sustain where you're going is what I'm getting. And it's like the cycle is almost over. It's almost complete. You're at 9 wands out of 10. You're almost about to get to your harvest. You're almost about to step into this Empress energy. But I'm going to send this illusion. And I'm going to see how you treat it and how you're willing to either accept it or not accept it. Whether or not you have faith to say, you know what, I have, a little bit of energy left in me. I'm going to hold out for exactly what I asked for. Because usually the difference between what we want and what we ask for is evident enough. And we make excuses as to why it falls short. Right? We say, all right, well, it checks this box, that box, and the other box. And that's enough. But it wasn't enough when you asked God for it. When you asked God for it, you gave him a 4-page letter. Now you only in the first paragraph of the first page. And you're like, well, I guess what you believe of God's capacity is exactly what God is going to give to you. And I didn't intend to preach this morning, but here we go. Right? And so there's a need to say, all right, I got this far. I came too far to fall short, to take a fraction of what I asked for. Because I know I worked hard and endured so much to deserve the full package. I shouldn't have to sacrifice any of that package. The Empress energy is abundant. And she sits back and she receives it. Are you willing to sit a little bit longer? Is what I'm getting. So that you can get to this happy place, to this happy space. Or are you going to be hasty and say, oh my God, I'm so tired, I'm so hungry, I've been through so much, that looks somewhat good, let me run into it, and only to turn out it's not water, right? It's poison. That's what I got. And I know that wasn't so much specific with the work environment and or money, but you can put that where it applies, whether it be a work situation, companies that you've worked for, positions that you've taken on, once again, collaborations that you've gotten into, situations that you've prayed for, very specific aspects of it to fall into place in a specific manner, but because you chose not to endure just a little bit longer, you ended up with a situation that fell short from what you had asked for, what you were trying to manifest. Alright, you guys, this is what I have for you today. If you resonate with this message, were able to obtain any clarity, or found it to be helpful in any other manner, please like, share, subscribe, and feel free to share your story in the comment section. These expressions of gratitude are not only free for you, but they also allow me to develop a deeper connection to your energy. With this deeper connection, I am able to pull messages that are more aligned with your specific situation. I want to thank you guys for being here, and as promised, I have a quick message letting you know how you can save 30% on my Renew, Restore, Revitalize 40-minute distant Reiki therapy session. I hope to see you again soon. Namaste. If you look in the description box below, the very last link is labeled 30% discount link. When you select it, it will take you to the Alchemy Mystic shop where you can purchase my distant Reiki therapy services. The Renew, Restore, Revitalize 40-minute session will assist you with grounding and protecting your energy. More specifically, it will help to clear energetic residue associated with past traumatic experiences, allowing you to feel less triggered and positioning you to move forward in a more calm, balanced, and empowered state. This service is performed remotely at the date and time that you schedule your appointment. The service can be performed while you are conducting your everyday activities, with the exception of operating a vehicle or any heavy machinery. I look forward to serving you soon.